Everyone, and thank you so much for taking the time to join today's call. My name is Laura Mrazewski, and I've been working with Canyon Woodcraft as your IT consultant. Today, I'm going to give you a clear overview of where the network stands, what's been set up, why we configured things the way we did, and how it all works together to support the company as it continues to grow. I'll walk you through each part of the design, things like reliability, routing between offices, security layers, and address management, and I'll explain them in simple terms so it's easy to see the business impact behind each one. By the end, you'll have a full picture of how this network keeps Canon Woodcraft connected, secure, and ready for whatever's next. Canon Woodcraft has expanded so much recently, and that growth came with new demands on the network. We now have major branches in Phoenix, Austin, Denver, and Flagstaff, each needing reliable communication with one another and the corporate office. Because of that, the network had to be completely reconfigured. The main goals were to improve scalability, strengthen security, and make sure the system can handle future growth without slowing down or breaking under pressure. So every decision we made, from the routing design to the security setup, was about building something that's fast, dependable, and secure. Not just for today, but for where the company is heading. At headquarters, one of the biggest priorities was reliability. This is where spanning tree protocol and Ether channel comes in. SCP keeps the network stable by preventing loops, which are one of the easiest ways to crash an entire network. It's always watching for potential issues and shut down any redundant paths before they cause trouble. Ether channel works hand in hand with that. Instead of having one single link that everything depends on, Ether channel lets multiple connections act as one. Think of it like a multi-lane highway. Even if one lane closes, traffic keeps moving. These two features make sure the corporate office has a network that's fast, redundant, and reliable. So even if something fails, no one notices an interruption. Another key reason we implemented both of these technologies at the headquarters is scalability. As Canon Woodcraft continues to grow and adds more devices, printers, and workstations, SCP and ESTA channels allows the network to expand without sacrificing performance. We also configured SCP with a priority system that automatically chooses the most efficient path for data for travel, reducing congestion and preventing slowdowns during busy hours. Ether Channel takes that even further by combining links not just for speed, but also for balance, meaning data gets spread evenly across the connections. Together, these configurations are what makes the headquarters network truly enterprise level. It can handle growth, traffic surges, or even link failures without disrupting anyone's workday. So even as more systems come online, you won't notice any drop in performance or reliability. To connect the Phoenix, Austin, and Denver branches, we went with OSPF, or Open Shortest Path First. This is a dynamic routing protocol, which basically means it adjusts itself automatically if something changes in the network. I like to compare it to a GPS. If one route is blocked, it instantly finds another way around it. That's a huge step from static routing, where every route must be updated manually. With OSPF, data moves efficiently between branches, downtime is minimized, and IT staff don't have to constantly make manual changes. It's faster, smarter, and way more resilient, which makes daily operations across offices smoother for everyone. Security is always a top priority, and we added multiple layers to make sure the company's information and systems stay protected. The first layer is access control lists, or ACLs. These work like gatekeepers, controlling which traffic is allowed in or out based on IP addresses and permissions. The second is port security, which stops unauthorized devices from connecting. That only means approved devices like company laptops or workstations can access the network. And the third is DHCP snooping, which protects against fake devices pretending to be servers. It ensures that only the real trusted DHCP servers can hand out network information. Together, these layers create a strong, multi-level defense that keeps data safe and builds trust with both employees and customers. In addition to these three security measures, we also built in network monitoring and alert system that helps IT respond to issues before they become major problems. For example, if someone tries to connect an unauthorized device or there's an unusual traffic spike, alerts go directly to the network administrator. We've also made sure that each of these features complements the other. It's what's called defense in depth. That means instead of relying on one security measure, we layer several smaller protections that work together. So even if someone managed to bypass an ACL rule, port security, or DHCP snooping, would still stop them from getting full access. This layered approach is important because no single security tool can cover everything. The network is constantly changing, new users, new devices, new data, and this setup helps ensure Canyon Woodcraft stays protected even as those changes happen. It's not just about technology, though, it's about trust. Employees can work confidently knowing that their systems are safe and their data is handled responsibly. Next is Network Address Translation, or NAT, which we've set up at the corporate office and the Flagstaff branch. NAT acts like a translator between the private internal network and public internet. It lets multiple internal devices share a single public IP address, which not only saves address space, but also hides our internal systems from the outside world. So when someone on the internet sees traffic from Canyon Woodcraft, they only see that one public address and not the internal structure of the network. This adds a huge layer of privacy and it makes it harder for attackers to target specific systems. For Canyon Woodcraft, this setup means stronger security, lower costs, and smoother connection with internal sites and services. To make managing devices easier across the branches, we set up Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, or DHCP, on the routers in Austin, Denver, and Flagstaff. In simple terms, DHCP automatically gives every connected device its own IP address. It's kind of like checking into a hotel room. Each guest gets a unique room key without having to ask for it. This saves the IT team a ton of time and helps prevent mistakes that can happen when addresses are assigned manually. It also keeps the whole system consistent. So whether someone connects from Denver or Flagstaff, their devices get the right configuration automatically. Overall, DHCP just makes the network more efficient and user-friendly for everyone. Now, beyond the technical side, it's also worth touching on how this design reflects Canyon Woodcraft's values. From a Christian worldview, what we're doing here really comes down to stewardship and service. Stewardship means managing resources wisely, using time, money, and technology responsibly. By creating a secure, reliable network, we're protecting people's data and supporting their ability to work confidently and safely. That's a form of servant leadership, building technology that serves people instead of making their job harder. So, in a bigger sense, the network isn't just about connectivity, it's about creating a trusted environment that supports growth, teamwork, and integrity in how we operate. When we look at the big picture, everything we've implemented ties directly back to Canyon Woodcraft's goals. The network now supports continued growth with room to scale as the company expands. It's reliable with automatic backups and redundancy. That keeps downtime to a minimum. It's secure with multiple safeguards in place. And it's efficient thanks to automation tools like DHCP and dynamic routing. Altogether, this setup gives Canyon Woodcraft a strong foundation for the future. It's a system that's flexible, protected, and built to adapt, whether that means more employees, more data, or new locations down the line. As we wrap up, I just want to say thank you for taking the time to listen today. This presentation covered a lot, but the main takeaway is that Canyon Woodcraft's network is in a strong place. It's fast, secure, and ready for continued growth. Every part of the design, from STP to NAT, was put in place to support people behind business and keep operations running smoothly. I'm really proud of how this network came together, and I'm confident it'll continue to serve the company well for years to come. Thank you again for your time. I also want to take a moment to acknowledge the sources that help guide this network design. A lot of the configurations and best practices come directly from industry standards and professional learning resources, including Cisco Networking Academy, CompTIA's Network Plus certification materials, and Microsoft's enterprise documentation. These helped ensure everything was built according to proven real-world methods. I've also incorporated course material from Grand Canyon University and aligned the security and management practices with ethical business principles that reflect Canyon Woodcraft's values. All of these sources come together, help shape a network that's technically sound, ethically grounded, and future ready.